Welcome to this week of Gear Report. I'm Jeff. Pleased to meet you. That guy over there, just ignore him. I don't even know why he's here.
I know.
No, I'm not saying. That was mean. That is.
I'm hurt.
It says Hobo TJ. Look at that. Who knew he was a hobo? I thought I had heard a rumor, TJ, that you had cleaned up the beard a bit, that you were less hobo-like. Oh, did he freeze?
Yeah. Better now.
Back.
Better now. Yeah. It's gonna be a tough times with that new computer in the house. I can see it already.
Well, I'm not saying
he's eating up all my internets.
Listen, you run your house how you see fit, right? The great American pastime has nothing to do with baseball. It's judging people, right?
Right.
I'm semi-pro.
I thought it was shooting.
I'm not quite professional level at judging people. But, I feel like I'm absolutely semi-pro. And I don't know, some might say that as the man of the house, you could put your foot down and say,
I know. I thought about it.
Hour and a half each week, you'll have to get off.
That's all I get. Yeah. Well, we usually were pretty good, but he's downloading. Like I said, he just got it, so he's downloading all the stuff on it, and it's been downloading for hours now.
I was about to make a comment about I feel like I'm talking to a wall, and then TJ freezes up as if he's made of stone or part of a wall. I don't know. So hopefully something will happen and TJ will get his ability to stream.
I hope so.
Oh, so you're still there with voice. Good.
I'm still here.
So Gizzard Gary dropped by to drop 3 yos, which is very much appreciated. And what is that? A first place medal, a trophy, some money? All of those are awesome. But then he's got is that an axe or a hatchet?
It's a hammer, I think.
Is it?
I can't tell. I'm blind. It's way too tiny.
I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that. Frankly, I'm confused. Okay, so welcome to the program. A couple reminders for everyone. Number one. This is I got to get to where you can see my finger. Number one, this is a participatory program. We do expect and count on, and indeed, we are desperate for interaction with the audience because that is what makes this program. TJ, he can kind of carry things by himself. When I'm here, I kind of mess the flow up. So if the audience doesn't step up and say some insightful things and participate and some witty banter and missives and whatnot.
Step up your game, people.
Without that, our odds of having a great show go down pretty dramatically. So we are counting. Oh, hammer time. Mm-hmm. Okay, listen.
Everybody's scared to get in the chat now because Gary's here. He's like, I'm gonna nuke y'all.
I'm not doing the hammer dance. I'm not doing the MC hammer dance.
I'm doing it right now. You just can't see me.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
I'm really good at it.
That weird repetitive rhythm I kept hearing.
So, the internet seems to be working better without the video, I think. So yeah. I'm going to stay as a little purple, whatever it is there.
That is definitely one way to solve that problem.
Okay. For now. So, I'm going to go chat with him in a second.
Yeah. No, don't take the way I said that to mean that I don't believe you're actually going to chat with him. That's not how that was meant to come out at all.
I was using air quotes when I said chat too.
Yeah.
Just
you need to get the wondering. Get off camera.
Yeah.
All right. As has become custom, so we do something here on the program on a regular basis. We use these little overlays that we put on the bottom of the screen to tell you what portion of the program we're in, because this program typically has how many segments? Oh, where is it? That many. 3. So the first one is typically going to be recently published reviews. And boy, we got some recently published reviews. Somebody's been busy. A whole bunch of people have been busy, actually. Then we go into upcoming reviews, which is always interesting to hear what is in the works. We're going to intersperse throughout the program what we call shit shooting. It's the most popular portion of the program. It's where we talk about whatever we want. And holy smokes, there are some really neat things to talk about lately. The world is going crazy. And I'm actually afraid to talk about some of them because um, for fear that my blood pressure will spike.
Don't
And
we don't want that to happen.
no, we may reference a few of our favorite brands while we're here. I know we're going to talk about global ordnance. We always talk about Maxim Defense because
Yes, we
they
do.
are the sponsors of this program. They're generally cool people, and they make really neat stuff. So
They
those
make
are
the
all
sexiest stuff.
they do. Yeah. We could talk about testing a new camera. Yes, I am
Ooh,
just going through all the different text little overlay things that I have here.
you've been busy.
I actually received. I got. So I'm using a new camera right now, and I posted a video a couple days ago, and I thought I'm going to post it, but I'm going to take it down right away. Like I don't need to leave that up. And then what the heck? I'm just going to leave it up. So it's still up where you can see where I'm testing a camera for like 15 minutes of just talking to the camera and whoever was in the comments because there were a few people who popped in. And oh, Komar is here.
What's up?
Yeah, Gary being nice. We appreciate all of the niceties out there in the comments. Everyone being nice. So anyhow, this is a new camera, and in the other video that I did a couple days ago where I was testing, I referred to it as the $55 camera. And what I realized when I went looking today, I got the other version. This company makes two cameras that they sell on Amazon on the same page. Like you pick option A or option B, and one zooms more than the other one is basically the difference. So the one that we're looking at right now, that one is.
You look fantastic in great skin color.
I'm digging it.
Love it.
I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah.
And I think the color looks okay like this. I've got to work on my lighting to get the color a little better.
Me too.
Hey, welcome back. And
Yeah,
but I referred to it as the $55 camera. I realized today when the other one showed up and I went looking for the other version showed up and I went looking for information on it. I'm like, oh, look at that. Both of these are $39, like $38.99, which is crazy because this camera looks awesome and it zooms in and out. It's all manual. So it's not like I can just, push a button and it'll zoom in or out. I have to reach up and actually rotate the little housing on the lens and it'll zoom in or out. And then once it zooms either direction, then I have to turn the other one for focus until I get it focused. It's manual, right? But in theory, what we're doing here, I should be able to set it and forget it, right?
in theory.
In theory. Yep. Yeah. And we all know it's not true because I like to, get up and walk around sometimes.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
Okay, is my chat screwed up or did you delete my comments? So, Rod, I saw, is anyone here? That's the first thing I saw from you. It looks like it's coming in through YouTube. Who knows? I do have some questions about.
Unless you pissed off Gary.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Right, he can nuke any second. He can nuke us.
I'm going to click a little. No, see, that doesn't display anything different. Yeah, I don't know. So, not guilty. I see all the comments. So Gary apparently is seeing more comments like before the "Is anyone here?" comment from Aegis Gun Care. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. If Gary says he's not guilty, I am inclined to say, use your own judgment. Yeah. So anyhow, this is a new camera, and I really like it. I like it even more now that I realize instead of $55, it is $39. And the other version, I'm sitting here talking about it. I could have showed you the other version is right here. So this is a little box that is
those little boxes.
Just a touch over 1.5 inches in each direction, like here. And then this is thinner. The other one's a cube that's 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And then it has a larger diameter base for the lens. One of these is zoom. The other one is focus.
Oh,
so you move one and then you get whatever you want in front of it and then turn the focus ring until it's however you want it, which I think that's the focus is the inner one.
I'm going to have to get one of those. Maybe I can look Well,
I
I don't think
think
it's going to help me.
I think for what these cost, it's like, how do you not get one,
Right.
and have the ability to zoom in, and I think it just makes the image look so much better when you can do that. So the problem with this is the other one has a third control. This has got two, one here with the little levers sticking up. The other one has a ring in between them that changes the opening to either let more light or less light in. So you rotate it one way and it goes black. You turn it the other
Fancy.
way and it gets real bright. So this doesn't have it. But when I plug it in and look at the image from the camera, it's too dark. So I feel like I'm missing something. But Amazon didn't deliver it until shortly before the show started, and I had to go do some family stuff real quick. So I wasn't able to put the time into making that one work the way I wanted. Oh, you know what? I'm running this show. I'm going to add another camera here. We'll play with this.
Oh, geez.
We'll see. I thought I clicked the button. There we go. All right. So this is
blurry as what? What do you?
I think I turned this one.
Your camera on. You don't have the.
Oh, so I think I'm zoomed in too much. Let me see if I can figure out how to zoom that out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
You look like you're eating your microphone.
Yeah. Well, it's a tasty mic. Whew, that's a phrase I never thought I'd say. Yeah.
Mike's happy.
There we go. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with where I've got it sitting there. It's got a really heavy-duty USB cable, and unfortunately, the heavy-duty USB cable makes it want to tip sideways.
Exactly.
So
I hate that. They do that crap all the time.
So I mean, this is the two cameras, both in front of me, one low, one high. You can see how much brighter I am in the one that's on the left versus one on the right. So
you look like you're up to mischievous things on the darker camera, like you're going to go out and do something like questionably against the law. Yeah, this one I like that one.
Listen. I don't need any hassle from the law. All right, Johnny Law, leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. You leave me alone.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So anyhow, we got new camera stuff we're messing with, and it was actually, it looked a little brighter there. Now that I got all the studio lights on. When I was testing earlier, I didn't have them all on. So maybe it'll work. Maybe I can figure out why it's a little darker and bump that up. Oh, bad news for the people who have been thinking, you know what? I'm going to go check out quarterhorsearms.com because I heard that there are a bunch of Gear Report guns available for sale there. Yeah.
Really?
Bad news is that a few of those have sold. So they're no longer available.
Were they signed by El Jefe?
What's that?
Were they signed by El Jefe?
No, but there is an opportunity for them to be signed if people pay enough.
You'll throw that in there for tens of dollars more.
Tens of dollars. Yeah. Like the amount that I make from YouTube every year. Tens of dollars. All right. What else we have here?
All kinds of crap, dude.
Oh, the comments have been going nuts.
I know you've been slacking on the comments. I have no control against people. It's all Jeff.
Oh, you've got to log into the team thing so that you can get to them.
Last time I did that, I kept going to the wrong date. I was like, "Where's it at?" And you're like, "I'm in the correct show. You were in last week's show." I'm like,
"Yeah, you're gonna have to figure that out so that
I will. I'll figure it out."
On that side.
It's kind of nice though.
For you. No way. You Just Gun Care is a giveaway sponsor. Wait, what? Oh, Gary does giveaways. I was going to say, we don't do giveaways. We've done giveaways before. Oh man, I'm sorry that we missed the 20Os. We've done some giveaways before. I mean, you got to understand, Gear Report's been around since 2009. We've been doing this a while, and we haven't done any giveaways on this program. We've done it through the website, through social media a few years ago. and it was a bust. It achieved absolutely none of the business goals to justify doing it. So I said, you know what? I have learned I'm not doing that anymore.
There you go.
Double click to update. What does that do? Interesting.
Oh,
We've got some different controls that what's this called? Melon has made
Melon.
available. Yeah,
Milan.
the instead of StreamYard, we use melonapp.com, and
Wish.com
yeah,
StreamYard, pretty much.
it is. Ooh, that's a pretty apt description. I like that. And so something I actually sent their help desk a question. You know, hey, there's a slider that shows up in the little green room off to the side. There's a little slider for each person. And I thought all of our audio volumes, I mean, it looks like a volume slider, but I moved it and
Right.
nothing happened. So if I sound a little too loud or a little too quiet, I can turn it up or down on my audio input box, or I've got a slider there that I can change it.
I wonder if I can do that.
But that's a new one. Yours is at 3/4.
That should
Mine
be
is
all right.
sitting like dead center. Yours
Oh,
sounds fine to me. Yeah. But it looks
fantastic.
like yours has already been moved up some.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Fett.
Honcho.
Yes. Yo, yo, yo. Very much appreciated. All right. People saying hi.
We're such a
Crystal
friendly
saying hi.
chat. Oh,
I
geez.
know it. I know it. Hello, Crystal. It is so good to hear from you. Good game.
I'm going to go. I'll go give her a good game.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to remind myself, inside jokes don't go over as well on a show where people are like, what does that mean? I don't understand.
One day I'll take the camera, I'll go in and I'll give her a smack and say, good game, thanks. And then everybody will be like,
it's a booger
really?
cam. Yeah, I got off of the booger cam because well, it's the other thing. The one that we're looking at up here, this camera, has the 1/4-20 threads on the top and bottom. So it has a mounting option on top or on bottom. This little one that showed up today, that is little smaller lens, it has this little mounting bracket, but it doesn't have the little 1/4-20, where you can hook it onto a tripod. So that's the other reason I'm like, how am I supposed to use this? Okay,
double-sided sticky tape.
Project Veritas video. Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah, it could also be Undercover Boss. I could be.
You should just mess with everybody and do a different camera angle every show. Where's it at now? Like, do you want from up here? Do you want from down here?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I've been doing, is changing everything. Although this time I've
like
had this.
This looks good.
And
I like
and
this.
I'm really digging this little camera that I'm using, because this one, it is very slightly larger than this. So the housing is smaller than a GoPro, and then it's got the lens that is 1.25 inches in diameter, and I'm pretty happy. It feels like
as long as you're happy, that's what we're here for.
Oh, and the audience, as long as you guys are happy.
Oh yeah,
sorry. Thank you for the reminder.
Forget about you guys.
Yeah. Ha, 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 ha. That's how I read that. Is that if Crystal were on the program, she would have said ha 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 ha. I'm fairly certain, not positive, but that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about 1/4 horse arms. Let's see. Was there anything else? There was one other thing that was incredibly important that I wanted to mention before we dive into the recently published reviews. There it is.
That's a given.
It is. And I'm going to leave that up there while we do that. So here's the deal. Just so you know, normally we put this up, but we're going to leave this one up for now. Just because.
That's what they get.
Yeah. Yeah. They earned it. And they seem intent on, doing a hold my beer every other week. Like, oh, you think that's bad? Watch this.
Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mess. That's why I drink. Not because I like it, but I have to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's because I like it. Everybody knows me.
Let's see.
But it helps.
That way or this way? I think it's probably better. Oh, That made us bigger.
Ooh,
And I know you like it when you're bigger, but I'm like, but we're talking about this. So I want to make the article bigger so people can see it.
thanks, man.
This is incorrect. It says it's by Jeff. I'm going to have to correct that. This is a guest post. Was this a Sean? I think this was from the guy Sean that he submits stuff and he's like, no, I don't want a byline on it. Just make it a guest post, which is kind of weird, but yeah, he submits articles every now and then, and I'm like, as long as they're good articles, whatever, send them. So this one talks about 5 items every woman should pack in their trekking bag, and he talks about footwear and jackets and water, because you could live for a month without food, most people, but like just a couple days without water. Toiletries and sanitary products. So we know that this is a female-oriented thing because guys don't care about that stuff as much. I say that. I actually do sometimes, but headlamps, flashlights. So there's some good items in there. If you have a female in your life that is thinking about getting into backpacking and doing outdoor stuff, maybe point them to this, make sure they've got a good baseline on some of the gear that they're going to need so they don't forget the good stuff. All right, before we dive into this one from Bob, I think this is the last AREX Delta second generation review that we have from our from the first batch of guns from our friends at Global Ordnance, and it is one of the most thorough, if not the most thorough, firearms review that we've published on Gear Report. Okay. So, but before we dive into that, I would like to, let me take that away, bring it back and call attention to it. There we go. All right. That's it. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
So,
I feel better now.
Yeah. So the AREX pistol comes in 3 different sizes. There's the M, the L, and the X. The M, I'm thinking the M is like the small, it's the shorter barrel and the shorter, am I saying this right? And the shorter hand grip. And then the L is the longer barrel and the longer hand grip.
Yeah,
and
I did the L.
Yeah, and then the X, I believe, we'll see in a second. I'm going to check myself on this. I believe the X is the long barrel. No, it's the shorter barrel and the longer hand grip, so a higher capacity. So we'll check that in a second. Bob can be kind of hard on handguns. He's done a variety of reviews with us before. I don't know that he's given a 4.5 gears before. So this kind of got my attention because this pistol's gotten pretty good reviews from most people, but not necessarily stellar. I'm not saying that they weren't good reviews. I'm just saying 4.5 in our rating system is really high, like super high, about the highest that you can get. So that's pretty impressive. Bob, man, he worked this thing to death. He did fast shooting. He did slow precision shooting. You'll see the different types of ammo he used. He wrote and wrote and wrote, and it was a big, dense batch of words. And you can see I took a whole bunch of pictures. This gun was sent to me to review. And while it was on the way, Bob replied to an email I'd sent him a week earlier. It said, hey, would you like to review this pistol? And so we kind of rerouted it midway. Like when I went and picked it up, I just, got it in Bob's hands as soon as possible so that he could do the review. But before I did that, I went out and took a bunch of pictures. So I had all these pictures. I put pictures of all the details in here. And this is something that I like to see in any kind of gun review. Like if you're going to call out any specific features, show me a picture. If you're going to talk about the slide or the little grip thing, the little texture on the slide, or the back strap options, or the cuts in the front and back of the slide, or the optics mount cut, or the striker indicator, or yes, I'm telling you what each of these pictures is if you can't tell, or the slide holdback, or the mag release, or the flared mag well. Right. I mean, if you're going to call out any of these things in the review, show me a detailed picture. So we combined Bob talking about every single aspect of this firearm with an obnoxious number of pictures that I took before I put the gun in Bob's hands for testing. And I mean, look at this. This review, because it was a collaborative effort, I may be, pumping it up a little more than I should.
It looks very detailed.
But
Looks
this is my
fantastic.
kind of review with lots of detail. So I really like it. I'm happy with what Bob put together here. And you put a whole bunch of optics on this pistol. This is the other thing is some of the people, well, I got a kick out of it. AJ sent me a note looking for a, oh, hold on. I want to call that out. Thank you, Gary, for checking out the Gear Report Firearms channel and watching there. We're trying to build watch time over there, so
Yes.
we really appreciate that. And I'd also like to thank Mrs. Gear Report, who stopped me on the way up to the studio and said, "Hey, I need you to help me real quick." And I'm like, "But I got to go start the show." And she said, "Well, but you had asked me to watch it on a different channel. How do I find that?" So we went and tried to find it. Unfortunately, she was logged into her work laptop, which blocks Gear Report Firearm because they're communist, apparently.
Sons of bitches.
Exactly. Yeah. So she was watching on the regular Gear Report channel. But we do appreciate everyone who is checking us out on the Gear Report Firearms channel. FBI. You know what? I don't even want to talk about the FBI right now. The ATF. I should make it. See, if you were logged in to where. Oh, and look at that.
What is up?
Mr. Gear Report stepping in to say hi to everyone.
Now we know she's here.
Yes, and it is appreciated. So I need to make another one that calls out the FBI for something. But if I do that, then I'm going to have to write one for everything that annoys me. And then there won't be room for any of the ones like for the show that we need because there's so much going on. There's so much going on that is just.
Well, I know, but you can just put shit shooting up and it covers like all of our other stuff pretty much.
I just feel like booing ATF is pretty good right now. So, I mean, I've scrolled through this article. You can see there's a lot of text here, but every paragraph has something valuable. And imagine how long it took to edit this because I had to read through the whole thing and I'm like, man, this is so long. What can I clip? I don't think I deleted anything. I reworded a couple sentences to make it flow a little better. That was it. Bob put the work in. Look how many different types of ammo he used. And that's something that I really like to do. And I supplied all of that ammo for this. Like awesome. As in
really?
Brand supplied the ammo, and I keep a stash of ammo that I don't use for personal use. It's only for testing. So then writers come by headquarters and say, "Hey, I got this review coming up," or they pick up a firearm to do a review. I can kind of seed them with a wide variety of ammo because I really like to see. This was a 9mm, so we got 115 grain. 115 grain, both jacketed. Down here's a 147. I think that one was jacketed as well. We've got the Syntec is like a coated. I think it's kind of like a paint, some sort of polymer they put on the outside. We've got the Novex and the Inceptor up here that are a polymer projectile. So he threw all kind of weights and types of ammo through it, defensive rounds, practice rounds, frangible rounds, all of it, and had no failures to fire, no failures to eject, no malfunctions. Everything ran like a top. You can see he had some pretty good accuracy on slow aimed fire and still pretty decent on more rapid fire. I will call out, what's the big complaint that people have with Glocks when it comes to cleaning?
Oh, I don't have a Glock, so I don't know.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. All right, leave a comment.
We had this discussion the other day. They're hard to take apart, aren't they?
What does everyone hate about Glock? It's like, come on.
The takedowns.
Gaston, you designed this amazingly boring but functional and reliable firearm, but you have to do something that's bad form just to get it apart in order to
You
clean
pull
it.
the trigger to take the slide off.
Right. So that is where the Arex Delta,
Yeah.
especially these Gen 2 models, I assume it was the same for the Gen 1. I'm not positive, but certainly for the Gen 2, um, you don't have to pull the trigger as part of disassembly,
Yeah.
which, helps prevent negligent discharges. All right. So there you go. And it's still going. There, we finally got to the end. He even referenced holsters that'll fit. I mean, you want detail? There's your detail. All right.
Boom.
Kind of meme, but we'll leave it at that. Okay.
There it is.
Well, I'm falling
ATF.
behind on my memes. I've been working and publishing so much that
You've been
I
killing it.
have fallen behind on that
This is
stuff.
this is one of, I mean, we've got quite a few articles to talk about as far as published, which is nice. Normally, like,
Oh,
yeah, I've got like 70 in the queue. I'll get to them eventually. It's fine.
yeah. Rod, you're going to get struck by lightning if you keep saying stuff like that. Um, FBI and ATF trying to make your life better and safer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they're not. All right. Honcho Fett saying hi to the missus, who, interestingly, it occurs to me, they have met. Most people in here, are like internet friends, and they don't meet spouses that much. I mean, every now and then a spouse will go on a trip and go to an event or something. My better half doesn't travel with Gear Report. It's not interesting to her.
I try to keep mine hidden.
Get to meet her, but TJ has met her, and Honcho Fett decades ago they met. So yeah, it's always interesting trivia for me. I don't know if anyone else finds it interesting. That's the wrong image at the top of that. I'm gonna have to change that. It was supposed to be an image like one of these down here for the D&H Tactical, which you remember they were on. Joe was on.
Yep.
Geez, what was that? 3-4 months ago, probably. And he mentioned that he had a P320 Extendo mag, a 30-round magazine that was just about through product development, was going to be available to get some samples out pretty soon, and it would be available for people to purchase. And we're like, hey, that sounds awesome. And so he sends a note like a week later. Okay, I got one ready. I need your address. So I have to send a note out to the Gear Report firearms team.
Who is it? Who is the 320?
Hey, who's got a P320?
I got that. I was like, no.
Yeah, I had one. Sig sent me P320 X5 when they came out. And I had the lapse of judgment of allowing Toby to review that one, and it never came back to Gear Report headquarters. So Toby's rocking the P320 X5. So I don't have anything I could use this magazine in. So that's where the Rogue Banshee stepped up and said,
awesome.
I got this. So he said it just like that too. So he got it.
He's doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. He ran it through its paces. He even did a video. Definitely go check that out, and go watch the video. Be sure you click through and watch it on YouTube. Like, don't just watch it here. Go to YouTube and subscribe to the Rogue Banshee channel and give him a thumbs up. And what are all the things that people say? Like and subscribe and click the bell. What's there? Some guy
send me money. I mean,
oh, yeah,
not the other two, but if you want to,
we should really say all of this.
We should. But we never do.
Whatever.
We just did.
If you like
somebody else,
then whatever. It is appreciated. I just feel like I'm begging if I ask for stuff. So anyhow, go check that out, especially if you have a P320. It'd be kind of awkward to say, go look at it if you don't have a P320. Like, why would you care about it? But
maybe it's that good you go buy a P320.
Dude. That's why I have the what is it? The 10 millimeter pistol from Global Ordnance. because I had a couple boxes of ammo that a company sent me a couple years ago, like prototype ammo. Like, hey, can I send you this? So you can, but I'm gonna have to find something to shoot it through. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find something anytime soon. And I looked and I like put in a standing order with Alan at Quarter Horse Arms. Hey, when you get something in 10 millimeter, especially something used, let me know. I'm gonna come over, run some rounds through it.
Any one of the three guns that are available right now.
Yeah. And he never did. So eventually I literally requested that 10 millimeter pistol because it was burning me up that I had this ammo sitting in my review ammo supply that I had never been able to shoot and give the brand feedback on. So,
and it's 10 mil.
I know. It's like
one bigger than the Lord's caliber.
It's 10% better than 9 millimeter, apparently. I don't know. So Caleb stepped out of the woods long enough to review a set of tactical sunglasses. I'm going to call this Tifosi.
Sure.
Tifosi. I'm going to go with Tifosi.
I don't think any of it's wrong.
Yeah.
Tifosi.
All right, that sounded really rude the way you said it. I'm not even going to repeat and tell you what it sounded like you said, but I was like, wait a second. Did I hear that right?
I didn't say that.
Yeah. Right. So anyhow, Caleb is our hunting editor, and he's usually out there doing hunting gear and reviews. And I suspect he will probably wear these when hunting if it's bright out as well. 4 out of 5 gears, that's pretty good. And you buy them directly from the brand. I don't remember what these cost. So you know what? I'm going to click and open that in another window. We will check. We'll see what
find out together.
Cost. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Profiling right there.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell him that his picture came up on the screen and you didn't say sexy beast a single time. I don't want to hurt his feelings or anything. There you go. That's what they look like. Kind of old school Oakley-ish. And personally, the Oakleys were like the cool sunglasses when I was in high school, and I wanted them, and I had Folkleys for a while, the fake Oakleys. But then when I got into sailing, the little racing catamaran sailboats, and I get out there where I'm like going fast and got a bunch of wind in my face, and I absolutely love that type of sunglasses.
Yeah.
And when I was flying, I got real dependent flying or riding a motorcycle. I got real dependent on peripheral vision. So sunglasses that have the kind of the thick side where it blocks your peripheral vision absolutely drive me nuts. So I was looking at the pictures of Caleb in these and thinking, ooh, those look exactly like what I like. They get the wind to blow around and not get in my eyes and dry my contacts out. And they don't block the peripheral vision. So, do they have? And they got rubber on the side pieces to keep them from falling off. That's the trifecta. And the rubber nose piece.
Well, he gave it 4 stars.
I know. 4's pretty good. All right. Yeah. So just for anyone who is curious, we like to show you guys. I've been starting to put this link. I actually went into everyone's templates recently. Not everyone's. Really? Like the people who are most likely to. I went into like 5 or 6 authors' templates. We have 65 author accounts active on Gear Report. I didn't update 65 templates. So here you go. 4 stands out as a top option in the product class and price point, or as we saw with the AREX Delta Gen 2 XOR for optics ready, they got 4.5, likely the best product in its class and price point. There you go. Now you've been educated on your report rating system yet again. $79.95 for those Ordnance 2.0 tactical. It comes with a smoke and HC red and a clear lens. Neat. And let's see. With certified mil-spec credentials for staving off ballistic fragmentation. Well, all right. So that looks pretty good. Meets mil-spec standards, and it lists what the standard is for combat eye protection. Dang, I may have to get a pair of those because they look like the type that I like to wear. All right, cool
You
stuff.
may.
Moving on. Oh, you're up, TJ.
Oh, my favorite AR. One of my favorite ARs.
Yeah.
This is the Saltwater Arms Barracuda, chambered in 5.56 NATO 16-inch barrel. This thing was awesome. It's got stainless steel components, corrosion resistant. I dumped this thing in the pool, saltwater pool, a regular pool, the ocean, a pond. I didn't let the water like sit in the buffer tube. I pointed it down, opened the bolt so it kind of drained, and I only got like a little bit of surface rust on some spots. That little pin that holds your adjustable, where you adjust the buttstock for length of pull, like that little pin in there got some rust. Yeah, that's where I was at. Took it out to Hunter's Envy, the hunting camp out there.
What is that? What are we looking at here?
Airboat.
An airboat? You have access to an airboat and you haven't taken me out on the airboat?
I don't. They use it for gator charters and stuff.
Yeah.
I know. Listen,
Wow.
it's not like I have free range out there. I can use the range. They have all kinds of stuff out there. They have like airboats, 4x4s, 6x6s.
We have got to go like shoot some video there.
We'll
have to talk off air on what this.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Okay.
All right, we'll figure it out. See, I got Jeff distracted now. He's like, "Oh, damn it, that's not even me. What the hell?"
I closed the wrong article. Hold on.
Ruined.
Keep your pants on.
I don't have any pants on.
To it.
Nobody can see down below my shirt.
How would you?
I know. It's too hot in here. I have no AC in this room. It's the one room in the house where I get no AC.
Oh.
All right, we loading back up?
All right, that's where we were. Yeah.
There you go. All right, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I love this gun. I shot well over 1,000 rounds with it. Threw 2 different optics on it. I got my little Gat Monkey sling on it that I love. Yeah, I mean, I had no issues with it all whatsoever. Like all the rust that was on there, the little bit of surface rust cleaned right off. I used a little Aegis gun cleaner to clean it right off, and it wiped right off. So I said the cons was a little bit of rust, and that's pretty much it, man. There wasn't a lot that I did not like or didn't. There's the Jeff dented that. If you can't see that, I tried to get a picture of the dent. I couldn't get a good picture of the dent. But the muzzle brake Jeff dropped on the tile floor.
Did you see? I didn't do a lot of editing to this, but I did put an editor's note in here that says, "In my defense, TJ should have known better than to hand me such a nice rifle."
I know.
Yep. I had to put the disclaimer in
I
there.
saw that. I was laughing when I put it on there, like little asterisks. I was like, "Oh, there you go." Yeah, but yeah, it's a really really good functional AR. Worked great.
So
I still haven't cleaned it.
Was I able to blame dropping it on like the little QD for the sling came out, or did I just drop it? I don't remember.
I think you dropped it. I think it was that UTG sling mount that didn't connect in properly.
I'm gonna go with that. I honestly don't
go with that too,
but I'm just gonna go with
that.
No,
because I was restructuring it, and I went to click it in, and I just popped it right out, and I was like, "Oh, there you go." Because I was going to blame you, and then I did it.
I got to remember not to tell Jeff about that.
It's off the hook, but I'm still putting it in the article, so deal with it.
Yeah, that's fair, dude. You handed it to me. It ended up on the floor with a dent in it. Doesn't matter how it happened, the dent's still there. So I own that I did that. So
yeah, I said it was a really, really good rifle. It functioned and did everything it's supposed to do. So
I did change the wording here. I made very little changes in editing here, but I did change where you had something for left-handed people to wrong-handed people.
I know. I knew you would, but I try not to discourage anybody.
Yeah.
Even if they're wrong-handed. Yeah, see that little pin there?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, there is a little touch of rustiness on there.
It wasn't a lot, but it was just a little bit. But I'm just trying to find out about the corrosion resistance.
Right.
Like I said, it wasn't like deep down pitted. It was just surface rust. So just a little cleaner brush.
And I mean, after being in saltwater, if you put any other type of rifle that wasn't like nickel boron coated and all of
Mhm.
that, it'd be a rusty mess within a day or two. So that,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't want people to get the wrong idea that you're like calling them out for, saltwater arms, but look at the rust. I mean, it's amazing that that's all that happened.
Oh yeah.
Anything
Like I said,
rust
it was minimal.
happened what you did.
I mean, it's still, it got a 4. It's still minimal rust. It wasn't like it was like, oh crap, look at this thing, it's rusting apart. It doesn't function.
Yeah.
And it took, I mean, I dunked it in the pool, the pond, all that before I even shot it. Because I was like, worst comes to worst is I'm going to go click. Oh, okay, something happened. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
That is a sexy picture down below though, on the beach.
Yeah. Well, that's why I turned it into the image at the top. I was like, man, that's too good, because that's the other change I made. You had a different image up here.
I know, but I like that picture too.
I was like, you know what? That is going to look awesome with the turned into the hero image for that article.
With the Meprolite on there. That's the optic I wanted for this. Finally came in.
Yeah. The RDS Pro 2, is that what that is?
Yep.
Yeah. The version 2, and then you did the primary arms SLX MD 25, which also looked kind of cool, but doesn't look anywhere near as durable. Sitting up there on the little I-beam mount, I'm sure it's plenty, durable. But the Meprolite, I've got the version 1 of that optic. It's a freaking tank.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it at first because it's so big and heavy.
Dude.
But as I put together guns to go out and shoot, that's what goes on them most of the time. That's just what I've got a whole bunch of different optics I can put on. That's honestly, I put that on just about every AR.
Yeah. And that's got the Meprolite flip up sights too as well.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They're working on all kinds of stuff over there. They have might have something in the Lord's caliber coming out.
Ooh, that's 9 millimeter, by the way. Don't listen to G Webs. He is a dirty liar.
So they got some neat stuff coming out.
That too.
He's listening right now. He just can't. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. Let's see. AJ back at work again. So I have to ration AJ's reviews. I think he's got 2 in the pending queue right now. They're already done. One of them is another Barwaris that I keep spacing them out because he did like 4 different Barwaris products. And I figure if I do like every other week, I drop one of them, it spreads them out. They get a little bit more of their name out there.
Spread the Barwaris love out.
Yep. But this one, ESP heat treated expandable baton with swivel carrier. So I got to be honest with you. You'll get this, TJ. The folks that have been at SHOT Show and been there when AJ's actually physically there with us will appreciate that. The most entertaining part of editing and publishing and reading and all of that for this review was picturing AJ wielding his baton like a lightsaber and, I could see him doing that. And,
I guarantee AJ, you did.
We need to send Jessica a note and say, hey,
get some videos.
Your husband's not looking. I need you to get the camera and get some pictures because he's doing it. He's got to be. So that's what I do if I.
I mean, we probably all would. So just saying.
Yeah. So, I haven't talked to Jessica in a while. And partially because I'm afraid if I talk to her, I'm going to try to coerce her into doing stuff like that and, sending video of her husband doing something that we can make a viral video for our entertainment, even though it's not really nice. And I actually like AJ, so I don't want to do that. So,
save that for me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So he gave this 4 out of 5 gears. So that's a pretty good rating.
Yep.
And you have to read through. I read it, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know enough about batons to really you have to read it to understand all the pros and cons of this. I'm not going to attempt to explain it because I will get something wrong. And
It's a
that, my
stick.
friends, that concludes.
It's a
Let me get
stick.
back to if I'm going to do something dramatic. It's a collapsible stick
Right.
with like metal. All right, so that concludes this session of recently published reviews.
Ooh. Oh.
All right, back to our main program, ATF. Boo. And then we can talk about upcoming reviews. What do we want to talk about with upcoming reviews?
Upcoming reviews. I've got all kinds of stuff going in the works, man.
Yeah.
I've got the Meprolite, the RDS. Working on that one.
Yeah.
I've got the that mystery caliber. No, the 8.6 from Faxon build.
Ooh, yeah.
So I've got a lot of parts lined up for that coming in. Slowly but surely, but they're all on the. I think everything's shipped but the BCG, so that should be on its way. I got that from Faxon as well. I figured we'll do Faxon, bolt carrier, barrel, muzzle brake, and then everything else is the 40 cal.
Whoever it comes from, yeah.
40
cal. Wait, what?
Who uses 40 cal? Wait, somebody out here does.
Yeah, G23 is Mr. 40 cal.
That's the 40 cal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that coming up, so that's going to be awesome. And then the DB9 and the DVG1.
Awesome. I'm not going to go through my list again. I've got 5 or 6 guns in the queue.
You do.
I've done the initial shooting, and the next step is to sit down and write up the. So here's how I do gun reviews, right? I go through and I have kind of a framework, and I'll go through and put all of the kind of spec type information in. And that means I'm going to have to do a bunch of dry firing and get the trigger pull gauge and the calipers, because I want to get the I want to average out and be able to have a realistic trigger pull number, especially if it's like a multi-stage trigger for the initial take up, for the for the second stage.
Right.
If the trigger pull weight changes for that, I want to get the distance for your initial take up for once you hit the wall, for the post travel after it breaks, for the reset. I want to get all of those measurements. That's going to take a little while, but I like to go through and get all of that information, and then I'll kind of do like Bob did and go through and talk about each feature and post a picture of it. And it takes too long to do them, but I think they're pretty thorough reviews. That's what I like to do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work my way through those. And I got to get that Hollow Sun, the 507 optic. It's on the Taurus G3C Toro. That I've shot a couple times. That one is one of them that's in the queue waiting to be written up. So I need to get those all knocked out here shortly. And I noticed, speaking about upcoming reviews, I noticed, I'm going to hide you for a second and see if I go full screen. All right, we can kind of see. I noticed that I had written a review for this guitar a couple months ago, and I had like one detail that I wasn't sure about. I needed to check something, and then I just neglected. I kind of forgot to come back and add that, and I thought I'd already published it, so I noticed it hadn't been published. So this one will get published here shortly. I hadn't published any guitar reviews in a while, and then this one, I sold several expensive guitars, like really not like mega expensive, but fairly expensive. And after selling like 6 or 8 that were all fairly pricey, I said, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. And I spent a whopping $67 to order this brand new from a sale from a company called Monoprice. And it had some issues, but I cleaned everything up, and it actually plays and sounds awesome, which is crazy because because in the guitar space, you know, I sold that. That's a Telecaster type guitar. It's based off the old Fender Telecaster general design. I had an American Fender Telecaster that I sold for like $1,100. Replaced it with that one that cost $67 shipped. That's insane. Absolutely insane. And it did take me.
How's it sound compared to the other one?
It sounds almost identical, honestly. And out of the box, it needed some work. I had to put about 2.5 hours into it, but that's fine. I put a video up and, you know, watched a video. So I was learning something while I went through and reworked some things. And now it plays, it feels, plays, sounds almost identical to the $1,100 Fender American made guitar. And even, you know, I put a new set of strings on it that I buy them in bulk. So they're like $350 for a set. So not even $5. So I've got like $70 in it.
Nice.
It's awesome. I'm really digging it.
What's up, Ghost?
Oh no. He's here?
You can't see him.
The link.
He's invisible.
I mean, it's good to see you, Trey. How you been? Yeah. All right. He's invisible. I see what you did there. See, I missed that on the first pass. All right. I think that, TJ's locked up again.
I know.
So since he locked up, I'm just going to go ahead and, I changed the label, but then I left Ghost comment up. I got to get rid of his comment so we can see. There it is. Drunken TJ. We're going to put that. Oh, but he's back now. How'd that get up there? All right. We're going to go back to the real. And then he pauses again. I think he's just messing with me. I don't think your video is locking up. I think you're just like pausing.
Long pauses.
Ghost is still at work. Gotta love it. Hey, you know, you got to make the money somehow, right? Yeah.
How else are you gonna get those H and Ks?
All right. Just so you know, I am judging you because you smoke. All right. I just want you to know.
Listen.
No, I mean, hey, I want people to take care of themselves. So good guy. Still nice to Gary. Everyone needs a hooker. You know what? I didn't believe that at one point in my life. And then the realization where I really opened my eyes and said, you know what? Hookers are important is, what year was it? It would have been 1991 or 92, when I joined the college rugby team. And so we got the wings, the guys that go out and run down the field, the little fast guys that throw and catch the ball, and then all the guys that get together and do the scrum, and that's called the it's called the scrum. I was on the second row, so we had the first row, and then we had the second row, and then the guy in the back, I can't remember, the 8-man. So in the first row, there are the two props, one on each side, and one in the middle is called the hooker because they use their foot to hook the ball. So until that point, I was still of the opinion that, you know, hookers weren't really a necessity. But then, you know, once I realized that without a hooker, you're never going to win a scrum because you got no one to hook the ball and kick it back to the 8-man so he can get it out to the fly halves and they can go score. It's like, you know what? Hookers really are important. Everyone needs a hooker. So, boom, there you go.
Totally wrong. Totally the wrong way I was looking at it, but just saying.
Hey, truer words have never been spoken. Everyone needs a hooker.
It works in everywhere.
Myself, bro. You don't even want to. Yeah. If you spent an hour in my head and realized that while I judge everyone, I'm also judging myself, and it's worse. You know, TJ Hooker. Oh. Yes, I did miss that. Yeah. Most people wouldn't make it a day in my head. It's a dangerous place. So, all right,
I can imagine.
we effectively transitioned out of all of our other activities into shit shooting.
We always do. We
I
usually
know.
start off that way, and then we end up this way.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah.
And as far as we've used all of our little text overlays except one, Right Sock. I think that's here from the show where we had Russ from Right Sock on,
For
and
30
it was a minute and 37 seconds or something like that. And then the internet crapped on me and it didn't work anymore. So, and then I actually went to the Right Sock factory and we shot a video there. So,
Awesome.
so I'm going to get rid of that. I just deleted that. We don't need that there. We will keep this one because
it'll happen again.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it.
Guarantee that.
So I want everyone to know we are in the shit shooting segment of the show. I'm just going to leave this up there instead, though. All right. So, is there anything that we should talk about here before we wrap things up in the shit shooting segment? Feel free in the comments to leave what you'd like to talk about. Thought this was going to be a Vegas story. Yeah,
somewhere in there's a Vegas story.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I saying? A hooker story in Vegas. Oh man, we got so many of those stories.
I know.
I mean, no stories.
Like you think we go to SHOT Show for the guns?
Well, no. I mean, there was a while where I felt like we had some guys that were getting a little too competitive with each other in terms of if you've ever walked down the strip there in Vegas, at least pre-COVID, I think maybe they kind of have discouraged it a bit since then. But there were the guys standing, and this isn't the right size, but they got
I have
cards.
So many of those business cards.
Yeah,
I was trying to get them all. I thought they were Pokemon cards. I was trying to get them all.
Yeah, they're making these. They're trying to make sounds with them. So you look at them. And when you look at them, they hand them to you, and they're like trading cards for women of leisure. Is that what we call them? Mm-hmm. Ladies of the night.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, but
rent a box. I don't know.
If they have. If they have the people out there doing the cards again for the next SHOT Show,
so many.
We have got to run like a competition. Like who can get the
oh, it'll be me. I'll get them all.
The most, not just like the highest volume. Like I received 500 cards, but unique ones.
Oh,
like you can't get a stack of 100 of the same one.
No, I would never do that.
How many unique ones can you get? I think
I'm married. I've had the same one for years.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah. So anyhow, yeah, I think that's going to be our new hooker story. Is we're going to do the Vegas hooker trading cards competition.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be interesting. And chances are, what are the odds it'll result in someone having marital issues when they get home? Who knows? Teed it up for you, and it was appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, I was telling someone.
I freeze up all the time.
I think it was I was telling someone yesterday, like, dude, I guess you already told me this, but you got to understand, I'm not that smart. You really have to break this down at a more elementary level if you expect me to understand it. So it's just a general comment. I actually remember what it was now. Oh, yeah. I left my favorite guitar group on Facebook because people post guitar deals in this group all the time, and they post links to like Amazon or wherever. And I look at these links and I'm like, no one's putting affiliate links on any of this. They post a link and people will go, they'll get 15, 20 sale. People will go buy until they sell out. 15 or 20 of them will be sold in an hour. I'm like, man, if I get an affiliate link in there, no one's doing them. So it's not like I'd be taking money from anyone.
You're like the one person
that cost anyone anything. Some groups, people get if you even mention the word affiliate, if there's an idea that participating in the group at all can result in someone earning any kind of money, making any kind of money. I say earning, they would just say making. They get offended. They're like, no, you can't do that. No one can make money off of this. I'm like,
You're like, somebody's making money off of it.
I'm posting a link. I'm telling people it's an affiliate link and saying, hey, if you don't mind, it would help me if you would click this link before you buy. So that
Yeah.
it's not being forced. It's not being sneaky. Like, I'm being open and saying, hey, would you mind helping me?
Yeah.
And if they choose to do it, that's on them. But the guy that runs the group was giving me a hard time. He put out he updated the rules for the whole group, said we hit 1,000 people, we're going to update the rules. And one of them was you can't make any money off anything you do in the group. And I'm like,
douchey.
oh, okay, clearly this is a group of musicians. If the expectation is no one's going to make any money off of what they do. And I was like, okay, but he worded it kind of ambiguously. And I was like, I think this is what it says, but because of how it's worded, I'm not sure. Can you clarify? I want to be sure I follow the rules. And he's like, well, either you're just being difficult or something. I was like,
I would just keep breaking the rules till he kicked me out.
yeah, but I said, you know what? My blood pressure started to go up. I said, life's too short. Leave group. So there, I'm gone. And
they suck.
Whether they miss me or not, I really couldn't care less. I said, you know what? Holy shit. I think this means I'm getting old, because if anyone who knows me knows
Get off
that
my lawn.
I don't avoid drama like that. Like, I see the drama starting and I'm like, no. I need to get in the middle of this. Right. And this time I said, you know what? I don't need that drama. I'm just going to leave. So I did.
Old bastard.
Yep. I got better things to do.
I'm just mellow. I let it play out. I just watch, sit back, like, whatever.
Yeah. I probably should do that. One of our fraternity brothers, I posted something. So since we're in shit shooting, I want to talk very briefly. I just want to bring up this ridiculousness of
don't do it.
Wiping away student debt for people. Because I'm a big fan of the idea that, people are responsible for themselves. You sign a loan agreement that has terms, and, it's up to you to pay back that loan according to the terms of the agreement. If you make choices, we got a fraternity brother that's like, yeah, I borrowed $40,000, I paid back $45,000, but I still owe $80,000. I'm like, well, that means you went 20 years without paying anything, basically, and the interest just built up. And that's on you. Like, it's not fair, and I'm not going to pay anymore. Like, you made the commitment. You knew what the terms were. You knew if you didn't pay, it was going to continue to accrue interest. That's all on you. And he's like, well, nope, not my fault. I'm just not doing it. And so I posted something about it being ridiculous, and it was basically buying votes. And he started, I know I'm going to regret this, but I'm like, you know what? I
think that's all he can do at this point.
I typed something about, him just being a sorry sack of shit and a failure, and said, you know what? I'm not going to actually type that. I went and deleted it, but I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with all of the people who keep doing stupid things and then expecting other people to pay for it, and not wanting to work, but expecting to be supported, and, borrowing money and not paying it back and expecting other people to pay it. I'm done with all of that. And my fuse or the ramp up time for me to go from like 0 to I'm going to verbally take your head off. It's got down to like almost nothing, because
Vegas is going to be fun.
I'm so done. Oh yeah. And and you got a kick out of this too. Yesterday or day before, one of the kids was like, hey, I need to go to the store. Can we go to the store? Like, okay, fine. So we went to the store, and we're walking around, and half the people in the store are wearing cloth face masks.
Oh yeah.
It was, I think it was fairly well accepted publicly. Like I've been saying all along, they're almost 100% useless. And it took like a year.
CDC said it now.
It took about a year and a half for the CDC to finally sort of admit that they're not as effective. But it took a full year for any momentum to build with, experts saying, well, no, those are really not effective. But we're so far into it. It's been over a year
We just didn't listen down here.
Since it's been widely published that they are almost 100% useless. Half the people in the store are wearing them.
Dude,
and I'm walking around and I'm like, what's wrong with you people?
There are still people that wear them in their cars driving by themselves. That's where we're at. They're like, oh, okay, I know where you're at, but I mean, I'm in Florida. We're one of the free states, not the freest state, but we're one of the freest. And you still see them down here. I'm like, really? It's 102 degrees out. Nothing can survive out here, and you're going to wear your mask outside, into the car, into the parking lot. Like, okay,
right?
More power to you. I'm gonna lick a shopping cart handle and go into freaking Publix.
Yeah.
And be healthy as can be.
Yeah.
Except for the rash I got now.
Yeah.
It'll
blend in with the other rashes. So, no, but seriously, I am at a point where I can't take anyone seriously that still wears a mask because I'm like, all right, basically what they're telling me is they have a complete inability to assess information and make sound judgments.
Mm-hmm.
So what value could I get out of a discussion with someone who has the inability to make rational deductions from information?
I just don't talk to those people.
Right.
Oh, you're a mask, I see you. Bye.
Yep. Yep. I'm getting that way with the people who okay, here are the two trends talking about debt. One is the people who think that somehow making other people pay off the debt for these students who took out the loans.
Just the working people. Just the working people.
Yeah. The people who support that, like, I don't even know how to have a conversation with them because I'm like, if you really believe that this is the right thing to do, I don't even know how to talk to you because, like, I don't know how someone rationalizes that. And what was the other one? There was that, and I got distracted by that. Now I don't remember what the other one was.
What, the Inflation Reduction Act?
Oh,
that is just going to increase inflation.
Right.
Listen, you can label an act whatever you want. We know what it's going to do.
It literally can do nothing.
It's the Sunshine Rainbow Unicorn Act. Awesome. What's it going to do? Oh, it's going to increase inflation. But
yeah,
doesn't it sound pretty? It does.
I think, for a while I was of the opinion that the people making these policies, they can't be evil people, right? And to their core, like they've got to be trying to help. But they've been doing it so long, and so many people have called them out. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. They can't be ignorant of this. This is like basic economics 101 type stuff that, like, their Inflation Reduction Act can't literally, there is no outcome that can happen other than increased inflation.
Right.
And I have accepted.
And then, hey, let's tack on how much $300 billion in student loan paying off that stuff.
Yeah. So I have finally accepted that they do understand, but they're so freaked out about all the stuff they've done before that is tanking the economy. And they realize if they don't do something to build some momentum within the economy, it's going to crash right before the election. And they've got to get through the election with happy people who will vote for them. So, we can give away more money and that'll get more votes. And then, I mean, sure, it can do nothing but cause inflation and ruin more people's lives, but we will still have our.
It'll ruin the working people's lives. The people who are getting all the free handouts and stuff, it's not going to phase them a bit.
Right.
And for the life of me, I cannot figure this out. So every place, every restaurant, every store, everybody's hiring. They can't find help.
Right.
where the hell is everybody? What's everybody doing? How are they paying bills?
Right.
I don't understand it. I
think
can't figure it out.
They're like, this
How do they get money?
society is not fair, so I'm just not going to pay. I think that's literally what a lot of people are doing. They're like, oh, it's not fair, so I'm just not going to pay.
I went into a gas station. The lady she has the best fried chicken and biscuits and gravy, and she's in there trying to cook and run the gas station at the same time because she has no help. And I'm like, I feel bad about making you get me some biscuits and gravy, but I looked at the 5 people behind me. I was like, oh, she's going to get me some biscuits and gravy though, so deal with it. So because it's freaking good, dude.
Yeah. So the other one that I'd forgotten was people who blame everything on capitalism. And they'll literally list
We're going dark tonight, folks.
No, seriously. Yeah. The Gear-Report channel is going to be yanked here from all the major platforms shortly because they don't like to hear this kind of thing.
If you don't see us at SHOT Show.
But they say capitalism is bad, and almost universally, the things that they list as evidence aren't capitalism.
No.
Like at all. Like not even at all. And this isn't like the people who say, no, socialism works. It's just when it's failed every time it's ever been tried, it's because they didn't do it right. I'm not saying that what they're listing is are things that are like poorly done capitalism. They're not capitalism at all. They're like the products of socialism. People talk about healthcare costs going through the roof. I'm like, well, duh, the government controls so much about pricing and what gets approved and who's allowed to do what. The government regulates healthcare.
Anything the government touches goes to hell.
So of course the costs are going up. And
I know you're kidding.
You noticed I didn't put that on the screen.
See the comments?
Yeah, that ain't going on the screen. Okay, now that I said it, I feel like I have to put it on the screen.
You have to put it on the screen now.
We'll know what we're talking about. So yeah, I saw the first one. I was like, I'm not even reading that. But then
he was going to be like, I was waiting for it to be like, what the come through the computer actually.
So I could do that, but then I go in better focus. That means my focus was
your focus is off.
But if I try to adjust it, it's going to take like 3 minutes because it's manual, and I've got to turn this ring
and then sit back and go
a tiny little bit. Yeah. So I've got to sit with my arm as far as I can reach it. Where am I? There we go.
It's hard to read my cell phone.
And then I can't. So yeah. So it's a multi-step process.
You still look decent though.
So anyhow, those are some things I've been thinking about. It's like, we never really talk politics too much on this show.
No.
I think we're going to start doing it a little bit more.
It drives me to drink more.
Because I need to vent about some of this stuff. And oh my God.
You do. Don't bottle it up. What? So what now? What'd you forget? Hold on, I'm getting another beer because you're talking politics.
We talked about quarter horse arms and how
oh God,
some of my guns that have been on consignment. Quarter horse arms is the FFL that we work with. And I've got some of the Gear-Report guns, and actually were any of them Gear-Report guns? Maybe they were all my personal guns. I can't remember. I had 5 or 6 or 7, some number of guns I put at Quarter Horse Arms on consignment months ago. And Alan let me know last week or a few days ago. He's like, oh yeah, a couple of your guns. I think 3 of them sold, two Taurus pistols and a SIG, the P250. I don't think I ever shot that. I really wanted to go shoot that too. I don't think I ever got around to shooting it before I sold it. I bought it at Beachside Pawn.
Oh yeah, so you never shot that thing?
I don't think I did. No, because right after I got it, then I couldn't find 9mm, and I was like, well, I have some, but I want to save it for reviews, and I thought maybe I'd review the gun. I bought a bunch of guns. Thinking,
I remember the great ammo gun.
When things slow down, I'm going to review. I stockpiled some guns to do reviews on, and things never slowed down. So I was like, well, I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to cash out on these. I don't need to keep these sitting around.
Now I got floor guns. I got PDXs sitting on the floor down here.
Yeah. Not this week. I keep them in the secure gun room.
wait till I get that 8.6 Blackout built. That thing's gonna be awesome.
Hmm.
I cannot wait.
I'm excited. I am.
I'm really excited. I'm not excited as Killian with his new computer, but he has been giddy all morning. We got back from Best Buy and he has just been running around like skipping. Like, dude, he goes, I'm so happy. I'm like, all right, it's a gaming computer, but whatever. So
There we go. There's an elbow cough for you. So anyhow, yeah. So a bunch of these guns that I bought to do reviews on, and then so the way it works, if anyone wonders how prioritization works for reviews, if brands provide firearms for us to review, those are a higher priority. If I go out and purchase them, honestly, I have reviewed a fair number of guns that I've purchased, but it
goes down on the list.
Yeah, they have to go down on the list. Like if I have time to get to them, then I do. But that's so much other stuff coming in that I just never got around to them and said, you know what, I can't keep carrying them on the books. And if I'm not going to get around to reviewing them, so I'm going to list them for consignment. And Alan needed some guns to sell. He wasn't able to get them through his distributors, so it's like, you know what, I'll put some stuff at Quarter Horse Arms, so he had something to sell.
And he sold them eventually.
Yeah. I think he said he's got someone who wants that Stag Arms 6.8 rifle that I also got at Beachside Pawn. So that'll be good.
One of my favorite stores.
Yeah, if he can sell a couple, if he could sell out all the stuff that I put there, that'll be awesome, because the gun room's been kind of full. So that'll free up space to bring some more stuff in.
There you go. Bring some more in.
That was supposed to be a dab, but oh well. I think Zach forgets that I'm old and I don't really understand some of that stuff. My kids do, but they don't talk to me, really. I mean, they do something. Not about anything like that. So I was watching a video because I watch a lot of videos. Like if I have any downtime,
You have downtime?
I try to learn something, right? So if I'm having a fit of irritable bowel syndrome, which happens on Wednesdays after Taco Tuesday, if I'm fighting something like that,
you get a lot of YouTube time.
Room, yeah, so I'll pull up a video and I want to learn something. I was watching an interview with Gary V, Gary Vanderchuck, the internet sensation, the internet oracle, who knows everything about how to build influence and make money online, and he said, in this interview, the big play right now, if you're not on TikTok, you're missing it. That's like the biggest influence arbitrage available. That's where
people are like 8 and 12 on TikTok. They can't even buy guns.
And I was like, oh, but I do not want to be on TikTok. But we probably should at least have a presence, and maybe the vertical video stuff that we put up on other places, maybe we should repost it on TikTok. So here's what needs to happen. I don't want to have the TikTok app on my phone because it's a Chinese company and they data mine everything. And I don't want that app on my phone.
The user agreement allows them to have access to any device you sign into TikTok on with. So if you sign on to your computer, they have access to your computer.
Ooh,
just a little FYI.
Yeah. So this may never happen because I don't.
That's a hard no.
Yeah, but if I can find a tool that will let me take a vertical video and upload it one time with the captions and whatever, and they'll put it on YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and Facebook, whatever they call their video, and TikTok, and all the places that take vertical video. If I can upload it once and it'll just populate everywhere, I would do that. I think
it's easy. I would. It's easy.
But I don't want to have to edit on my computer and then manually upload it, like copy it to my phone, because most of these freaking things won't let you upload from a PC. Like, nope, you're going to do it from your phone. But I don't want
kids because TikTok kids have their phones constantly right here. Like,
Yep.
Well, right here.
All right, I'm going to make, That was a good demonstration of a TikTok kid. All right. So I got to show you something else that came in today that I'm kind of proud of.
Is it an
Uh,
etch a sketch?
no, this is I break tablets. Like if I get a tablet, it's pretty much guaranteed that within a week I'll have done something and broken it.
Mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm.
found this one that has a foam case on it. It's like a uh, what would you call this? Like a squishy closed cell foam.
Like a toddler tablet case.
It was sold as a kid's tablet.
Yeah, that's what I've seen the kids
Yeah,
around here with them.
and it'll pop out, so you can take the whole thing out. And I have a tablet holder in the Humvee so that I can put this in it and put military maps up on the screen and make it look like a military command computer, like when I go to car shows and stuff. Make it look like it's got the real military, friend or foe tracking communication system, and it's really just a tablet. But I really wanted it to put on this stand that's back here in the guitar stuff, so I can set that up there and play instructional videos or whatever,
Ooh,
um,
there you go.
and not be on my little tiny phone. Have something bigger. That's what I really
That's because we're
wanted.
getting older. We can't. It's hard to see.
Yeah. So anyhow, this came in like right before the show, about an hour before the show. This came in, and I charged it and fired it up. And was just starting to log in, and I was like, "Oh, show's about to start. I should probably stop." It says it has up here. It says it has supervision, whatever that means. So
You can see it in my brain.
I don't know what it is, but I'm excited. So anyhow,
I'm scared you're showing it to the camera. It looked into my soul.
supervision. Yeah,
Supervision.
so that is something that a company sent to review. So I will play with that, and all I really care about is that it will show my fake military maps and make it look like a military
And
computer,
not break.
and that it will play YouTube videos. And
Oh yeah, there you
I just like literally just took this out of the box while we're sitting here. This is a little looper pedal for the guitar, so I can play something, and then it will just play it over and over and over. So I can play like the background chords, and then play other stuff over
go.
it.
Got a
So
one-man band here.
yes, it makes me a one-man band, and I can do all this on the head rush. It's basically a computer that does all the different audio processing. I can do it on that, but I get these whenever a brand offers these little effects pedals because they're really easy to review, and then I can sell them.
There you go.
And that's nice. I like stuff that I can review and sell. That's why I need to review more guns, is I need to get stuff that I can review and sell. So that is something else.
I just keep piling them up in my safe.
Sell
I love them all.
Quarter song. But that's where I was going, is talking to Alan about him selling some of my guns. And he started going through some of the new ATF rules. And I'm like,
Ridiculous.
do these people realize that what they're doing, like across the board, and I'm going to say, when I say these people, I'm going to say that basically, like the Democratic Party, their senior leadership, their strategists who seem
they're all seniors.
Yeah. What's that?
They're all seniors. Don't be picking on the elderly.
It's like they have circulated a book amongst them of how do you start a civil war. And they're all just going through by the numbers, checking stuff off. And
most of them were around back then.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm watching this and I'm like, would you people stop? Nobody wants a civil war. And I think that's what they're counting on, is like the prospect of an actual civil war is so bad that no one will.
They want us to do something and then paint us all as the enemy, and we're all evil because we're gun owners and stuff like that. And as soon as something like that happens, then we're all going to get jacked.
Well, right. Like the January 6th stuff that was that was
unguided tour.
Yes, it was an unguided tour. It was like a kid's birthday party compared to like all of the different Black Lives Matter protests.
Oh my God!
looted stores and burned vehicles and people being beaten in the streets, all of that kind of stuff. And they make it out like it was a real insurrection.
Yeah.
Really, if it was a real insurrection,
we'd still be there.
right? People would still be there,
Yeah.
and the insurrectionists would have killed people, and as part of taking things over, it clearly was not an actual insurrection, but they act like it was for political expediency.
It's all political. Everything they're doing is political.
Which I believe political is another word for dishonest, and that's wrong.
They're just trying to avoid another Trump run. That's all they're trying to just.
Yeah.
If they can demonize him enough and try to get something on him to where he's not able to run, then that's their goal. But I mean, there's nothing he's done.
Yeah.
He didn't cite that.
The Democratic Party is very much in the ends justify the means role at this point, where they really don't care what they do. They feel like it's justified as long as it prevents Trump from being able to run.
Exactly. Pretty much whatever they're going to do. Exactly. Raid his house. FBI go.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't matter if it's illegal, if it's immoral, if it's flat out wrong. They don't care. If it prevents him from being able to run again, then they believe it's justified.
Yep.
And I say that I'm not a Democratic strategist. I don't know how they talk about it, but I'm saying if you look at the results of what they've done, if you judge what they're trying to do based on the actions that they're taking, it's hard to come to any conclusion other than.
I've watched so many political people, just watching the left and the right, and the left was like, well, if we don't have any concrete evidence, which they don't, then it's just backfired, and the whole thing's backfired. And the right's like, oh, it's just that they're just trying to get them on something.
Yeah.
Anything. They don't care what it is.
Yeah, it's clearly a fishing expedition.
Yep.
Speaking of which, have you had the conversation with your family yet that, as professional gun reviewers, we sometimes bring home multiple firearms at a time, which means that when we go through the 4473 process with our FFLs of choice, because we follow the rules, as ridiculous as they are,
I'm getting ready to put that to the test.
So,
I had a discussion.
Sometimes multiple firearms, the multiple firearm purchase form has to be submitted, which we have seen some ATF jurisdictions are using that to create a list to go check on people, to show up at their house and demand to see guns. And you have talked to your family? I've talked to the wife. I got to remember to talk to the kids and say, hey, if this happens, politely say,
F off.
Either say, wait outside, I'll go get my dad, or sorry, dad's not here.
Right.
No, you can't come in. You can leave now. Do not let them come in the house.
Right.
Period. Because they have no right to. And, when people show up on a fishing expedition, when, if there were evidence of wrongdoing, then they wouldn't be asking. If they're asking, that means they have nothing, so they can pound sand. They can leave.
We're gonna find out. I'm getting 3 out next week. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna do all 3 at the same day, because I was gonna just do them every couple days. Yeah. But then I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do them all in a day.
Is it a 5-day period or a 1 week or a 2 week? I mean, I
think it's a week, but I'm just gonna do all 3 at once.
So,
and then we're gonna find out.
I wonder if they aren't trying to set people up here so that they can say, see, Judge, we have evidence that they're trying to dodge us, because they're going to. There are a lot of people who love their dogs and are like, I don't want the ATF ever coming to my house because, I love my dogs. And that's a joke in case anyone doesn't understand. I'm referring to the ATF's propensity to shoot people's dogs when they're coming into a house because they feel threatened.
I'm gonna let Don out the front door. Go get him, Don. 6.
Yeah. and she'll dart past them and down the road.
Down the road, chasing a squirrel. Like, oh, there she goes. It's my girl.
So, anyhow, yeah,
I have a special
that's
needs.
probably enough of that for tonight. But anyhow,
I'm out of beer.
So what I was going to say is, there are people in this country that aren't stupid. With all the stuff that's happened the last few years, I tend to think that number is getting smaller and smaller all the time.
It's dwindling.
But the non-stupid people are going to see the writing on the wall and be like, oh, well, if it's more than 2 guns in a week from a specific FFL, then I'll just buy from multiple FFLs, or I'll space it out. If I'm going to get 3 or 4 this month, I'll get 1 this week, and then I'll wait 7 days.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's X amount of days before they have to fill out the paperwork or the multiple
whatever
the
whatever the number of days is.
If they were up to no good, they would have figured it out.
That number plus 1. So there will be people who do that just so that they don't get the multiple purchase form submitted, because they don't want the ATF coming to their house.
I know a lot.
Even though they're not doing anything wrong, they just don't want to have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just work around it, right? They have published parameters. We'll work with that. We'll work within those parameters to avoid having to have that form submitted.
Right.
And now the ATF is going to stand in front of a judge at some point and say, well, here's the behavior that they've started doing to avoid submitting this form. And they'll make it out like it's wrong, but it's like anytime the ATF or any law enforcement goes up to someone's front door, you just don't know how they might interpret something wrong. Like my dog is one of the friendliest dogs ever, but he barks like crazy, and he's big.
Oh yeah.
He's 85, 90 pounds. And if they try to come in the house, he'll be there barking at him. He's big. They're probably going to shoot him because he looks threatening. So I don't want him coming to my house at all. Like, I don't want to put my dog at risk. And that's
they're not coming in. I mean, nobody should let them unless they have a warrant or they have due cause. It's like,
I've told my family that no one comes in without a warrant, period. Ever. Like before this, we've had this discussion a few times. You can go find some videos on YouTube of some attorneys who used to be prosecutors and used to be police officers talking about,
the Washington guy, I like him.
It is almost never in your best interest to have a conversation with law enforcement, like at all, almost never. Like they have an obligation to document and use things against you. They have no obligation to share any information that would absolve you.
I mean, the whole thing's ridiculous. All it is fishing expedition. I mean, it's listen. I filled out the 4473. You said it was okay. Does it matter if I get 1 gun or 5 guns? No, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
I bought 3 lowers in a day before just because I'm doing builds, and I like to have stuff on hand for Gear Report stuff, just so I have it. Just I've still got. I've probably got 3 lowers in the safe just sitting there waiting for Gear Report stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And so what? Who cares?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Is it causing a problem? No. Does it matter if I sell them to somebody? No. If somebody wants one and they want to buy one, then and they're not a felon, perfect.
There was some paperwork that I had to fill out. I'm trying to remember what it was for. Maybe it was like articles of incorporation or something, creating a business where they
for an LLC or something.
Yeah, and it asked, what the purpose of the business is, and most of the guidance that I saw from experts or attorneys was like any legal activities is the answer. It's like, who cares? Like, oh, why'd you buy all these? For whatever legal thing I want to do with them. That's all you need to know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if that doesn't get us kicked off YouTube, then I've given it about my best efforts. So, yeah. Thank you for those of you who we are firmly in last call territory. If there's anything else, comments, you better do it quick because I'm about to shut this down.
Damn.
I just realized when I turned
It's hard
around,
with everybody.
I left I left my little effects processor on, which means I really don't want to get that guitar that I reworked and made play awesome. I don't even want to mess with it right now. I just want to go to bed. But since I left it on, I kind of need to at least plug it in, make sure everything's
Little
working.
jamming. Crank up that big friggin' Marshall amp and
Yeah, so that's the downside of having yeah, that's a 100-watt Marshall head on a. I used to have. It's in the garage now. A Marshall 4x12, which is a cabinet that has four 12-inch speakers in it, which is pretty big, right? But it was kind of the slightly compact version of the Marshall one. So I had this PV 4x12 cabinet, and this is called the XXL. It's a little it's bigger and it's got
two
some
X's.
awesome speakers
Two
in it
X's.
called Blue Marvels. And I don't get to crank this up very often because, if there's people in the house and we live
Like
in a
school tomorrow,
neighborhood,
kids?
people
I don't
nearby.
think so.
But every now and then, and it's unfortunate when I rearrange the office, I can't see out the window now. So one of the things that this tablet is going to be used for is I'm going to load the security camera app on it.
Oh, there you go.
And it's just going to be up so I can see the driveway at all times. So I can see when the family comes and
So you
goes.
can
And
jam
when I
out.
see that last car leave, like, I get the house to myself. I'm flipping that amp on and cranking it up because I almost never get to do that. So,
Rock out with his cock out.
or at least, well, I mean, if I'm the only one here,
If you're the only one there, dude.
but probably not. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know that I want to admit that would even be a possibility. But I should probably tell my kids that it's a possibility just to keep them from coming up here without saying anything. I don't want them to stumble up here and be like, "Oh, scarred for life."
Yeah, scarred for life. Like, oh,
That'd be bad. That'd be bad. Well, and it reminds me, I've had to remind my wife recently, don't bring people to my office. The office is this studio here is on the third floor of my house, which means you got to pass through the main living and sleeping areas to get up here. And I was coming down a couple weeks ago. Chris does some gun reviews every now and then, and he actually was bringing he got a guitar and brought it to me to set it up for him. And instead of waiting downstairs and calling me or coming up and saying, "Hey, Chris is here," she's just bringing him up the stairs. I was like, "Whoa, no, back down.
Simmer down now.
No one comes up here." Yeah. And it's mainly because it's a safety hazard. Because I cleared out everything to make a nice studio environment, and it's all over everywhere.
Everything you guys can't see.
I haven't organized.
A shit show. It's a mess over there, isn't it?
It's terrible. It is. And I need to go through and organize it, but I'm like, screw that.
Nobody can see it. Who cares?
I'm going to write some articles,
Listen, that's more productive. I like that.
It is. Anyhow, all right. Everyone had a fair chance to leave any additional comments.
I think everybody bailed on
Time has expired. So with that, anything you'd like to say? Parting words of wisdom.
Parting words. Don't let the politics beat you down, people. Stay strong. Drink beer.
I'm gonna have to think about that. Don't let the politics.
You can't beat you. You can't let them beat you down, dude. I mean, you can do what we all do. Contact your senators. Contact your House reps. Contact your governors. And that's pretty much. And vote. I just got them voting not too long ago. County commissioners, school board.
All right, did I just figure something out? Okay.
Oh crap. Oh geez. So you guys, anybody who's here gets to see Jeff screw around with stuff right now.
All right,
What are you doing, buddy? What's going on?
I thought I found the adjustment on that other camera for how to make it get more light. Yeah, I don't think I did. All right. Yeah, because it still looks dark.
Oh, it does.
Something was rotating. I was
That's
like,
Estebani.
Dang it. And I can't make the adjustment without getting my hand in front of the lens, which I don't like. All right. That didn't work. Oh, or did it?
No, you're blurry as hell.
It's blurry, but it seems to be
Look
a
like
little
a
light.
serial killer.
Yeah.
Like somebody's waking up off after being roofied. That's what they see. Oh, there you go. That's better. There. Oh, dude. Holy crap. That's crisp. Still dark, but
It's
crisp.
crisp, but it's still dark. Yeah.
Yeah, still dark.
I just like to say it puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. Okay.
And see,
That I'm going to
there
set
it
the
is.
camera
Done.
down.
There we go.
And no, I did not. I thought I had found the brightness adjustment, but apparently there's a screw there. Maybe I need
The focus is really good though. I liked it. It's just
Yep.
yeah, you're a totally different person over there.
Indeed.
Indeed.
All right. You have to check back next week, folks, to see if I can figure out how to make this camera to adjust the brightness.
I mean, he may. Yeah, he probably will be.
I really all I want is to have multiple views. Last week we showed I had the little webcam that was sitting up here. It's still up here. I just unplugged it. And it's too wide. I want something I can zoom and show just what I want to and not everything else. So will he figure it out? You have to check back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll figure it out. Until then, we'll see you at the range.
See you at the range.